Hello everybody. So I was wandering around Forest Park in New York City and I came across something that I've been trying to find for a while now, but I've never seen it with the berries on it. I've just not been in the right place at the right time, but I have seen the plant before. It is spicebush. So spicebush is something that has a lot of different uses to it. The twigs on it can be used to make tea. People, I think, use the bark to make a spice that is similar to cinnamon. The leaves are used also to make teas. I think you dry them out, add water to it, and it's supposed to be a refreshing beverage. And the berries are also used as a spice. It's supposed to be good mixed with things, and I've actually seen it before as an ingredient at some like farmers markets and stuff like that. I've seen it with jam. Sometimes people put it in there. It's not something you're probably going to find a lot of things with it just using the spiceberry because it is so powerful. So I'm excited to try this right here and see if spicebush fruit lives up to its name. It looks a little bit like a miracle berry. It's got about that right shape and color and size. So it looks a little bit like that. And doesn't have a scent to it. Oh, there's the seed. It's pretty big. Takes up the majority of the fruit. It's like bigger than an apple seed, but around the same shape. That tastes like if you were to take a grapefruit rind, shove it in your mouth, and just start going to town on it. It is like a very strong, bitter taste, but like the bitterness that you would get from a fruit rind, like a citrus rind. The scientific name on this is Lindera benzoin, and benzoin is a resin that comes from trees that is used to make incense and perfume and stuff like that. That makes sense. This tastes like you are eating perfume. It's not bad, but it's very, very strong, and it's very resiny. Resin is a taste that you get from bell peppers. They have a little bit of that, like that bitterness you get from a bell pepper. That's kind of resiny. Citrus rinds, they have a little bit of a resiny taste. If you ever bite into like an orange seed, that kind of bitterness, that's kind of resiny. It also exists in black pepper. So actually right now I'm really getting that black pepper kind of taste. However, this doesn't have any heat to it, but the flavor of black pepper. So that's kind of interesting. It does exist in more sweet fruits. Sometimes Eugenias will have it. So, and it actually complemented it pretty well. So I think these can be used as a spice that would go really well with fruit. So if you're to make a chutney or a savory jam, or even like a sweet jam, like, and use it sparingly, this would be really good for that. It'll give like a little kick to it. Or you can you could probably like dry these out and, you know, grind them up and use them as like a pepper substitute if you want the flavor of black pepper without so much of the heat of black pepper. What I'm probably going to do with these, and which I would suggest as well, is if you find these, take them, clean them, put them in the freezer, and next time you want to make like an apple pie, take some of this and mix it in with the apples. That'd be like really killer. Here's a leaf. So I'm going to take a bite of this. It's usually used for tea, and I think people dry it out first. Not doing any of that. I'm just going to take a bite of the raw leaf to see what it's like. Ooh. It smells like lemongrass. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, the berry is like black pepper. The leaf is like lemongrass. The bark, I hear, is like cinnamon. So there are multiple spices represented by the spice bush. That's kind of neat. So I'm going to just try a bite of the leaf. Yeah, I'm not going to swallow that, just in case, but the flavor on that, It is actually really good. Getting lemongrass and like a hint of basil. This would be a useful thing to mix into a salad or to saute with some spinach or something because they have like nice spiciness to them. This is something that people use for landscaping, and you can find it like foraging, but honestly I think it's a very useful thing just to have growing, to have 3 spices on hand just growing in your yard. That would be a really handy thing. So yeah, if you're interested in growing things, I definitely check this thing out. And if you're foraging around, keep an eye out for it and just take some home. Alright guys, I think that's about it, so I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I want to give a special shout out to AltPod and Smarter Every Day. They are mega patrons over on patreon.com. Patreon is how this channel happens. It's how I can afford to do all the things that I do. So if you want to help me out by supporting the channel and getting some bonuses along the way, check out the description. I also have these shirts for sale. Those are in the description as well. See you next time. Bye.